Hi, it's Ra, Rishikavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. It's a big day. It's the day of the big full moon lunar eclipse. It's a partial lunar eclipse, but it is an eclipse nonetheless at 25 degrees, 41 minutes of the mystical magical water sign of Pisces. And that means that the whole day is permeated by this intense lunar energy and the great flow that Pisces represents, the flow of consciousness. So if you're feeling a little woozy today, maybe not quite feeling like your feet are on the ground, I will not be terribly surprised, because it's all this Piscean, ocean-like tide of consciousness and energy permeating the day. Now, the full moon is in the evening, so we've got a whole day's worth of that before we get there. The sun today is at 24, moving to 25 degrees of smart and practical and hyper-organized and service-oriented earth sign Virgo. And the moon today is moving toward the full moon. It is in the middle degrees, and then it moves toward the late degrees of Pisces. As it moves toward the late degrees of Pisces, it makes a conjunction early in the morning to Saturn, the planet of discipline and structure and sometimes hard knocks, so we may get a little bit of a slow beginning to the day. That actually occurs 3:11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 6:11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 11:11 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time for you numerologists. Then the moon, as it moves through the day, makes a hard square 90-degree angle to Jupiter, planet of good fortune and expansion. Moon square Jupiter is like blowing our emotions out of proportion. It can be a very generous, lighthearted energy, but it's also like almost too big for its own britches here. It's just like we're ready to believe anything today. That's from 20 degrees of Pisces to Jupiter, 20 degrees of Gemini. So take it easy during this time period, 11:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 7:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Then as we move closer to the full moon lunar eclipse, the moon makes an awkward angle, 150-degree adapt, adjust, accommodate angle to Venus, a planet of love and affection, beauty of the arts, harmony and money, and all the pleasures of life. So it's not necessarily a great day for clarity regarding all of those issues. The moon is at 23 degrees of Pisces at that time, moving making that inconjunct to Venus at 23 of Libra at 4:31 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 7:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 12:31 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And then comes the main event, the full moon lunar eclipse, 25 degrees, 41 minutes of Pisces to 25 degrees, 41 minutes of Virgo. That occurs at precisely 7:34 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10:34 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 3:34 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. After that, the moon makes a harmonious sextile, 60-degree angle to Uranus, the planet of sudden change and often chaos, freedom from the known. But in this case, that harmonious sextile means it could be one of those anything can happen times for the good. It is the full moon, after all. Things tend to culminate under the full moon, and eclipses have a way of changing things quickly. So the moon, when it gets to 27 of Pisces, makes that harmonious angle to Uranus at 9:53 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 12:53 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 5:53 a.m. tomorrow, Greenwich Mean Time. So it's quite a 24 hours. Easy does it today. Try to stay as clear as you can in the midst of all of these tidal shifts that go along with the eclipse. I'm Ra, Rishikavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, you can book it on my website, which is starpresence.net. Remember, from the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy this day, no matter what. Happy full moon lunar eclipse to you.